So far, you saw that both Gonzalo and Laura make up a story, cook up a story of what happened to them the after both of them parted, and how each of them died. Each of them cook up a story that they died. Gonzalo creating a war sequence where he died over there, taking her name, and again, Laura also saying that she went to the seaside and she wrote his name on the sand, and the waves engulfed her and she died over there. Now, both of them have done this thinking that the other doesn't know about the reality, who they are to each other. So, now continuing the story over here, so she described that the tide rose with a boom and swept her out to the sea. So Don Gonzalo over there, good heavens, oh my God, is that happened? Laura, the fishermen of that shore who often tell the story affirm meaning confirm that it was a long time before the waves washed away that name written on the sand. Now this is only a way of saying things. The name that was written on the sand took a long time, meaning that she didn't forget. Laura didn't forget her lover, and their story was there to be remembered for a long time. So to give that kind of a feel, so she says this name that was written for there for a long time. Aside to herself, she says, "You will not get ahead of me in decorating my own funeral." Said, who can picturize better the death of each one? So you can't do that. I'm doing it better, she says. Gonzalo, aside. She lies worse than I do. See, each of them knows that the other one is lying, but they are still doing it. Laura, poor Laura, she says. Gonzalo, poor Gonzalo. So each one of them telling a story, one saying that it was the cousin, the other saying that it was a friend. So Laura now, aside again, even this is not meant for Gonzalo. She says, I will not tell him that I'm married 2 years later. So I don't want to tell him that I got married after a while. 2 years later, I got married. Don Gonzalo, aside. In 3 months, I ran off to Paris with a ballet dancer. No, this lady at least got married after 2 years. Now the reality is that this man, Gonzalo, after 3 months, he ran off to Paris with a ballet dancer. So in reality, this is the story. But each one is cooking up a story to tell the other. Laura, fate is curious. Here are you and I, complete strangers, met by chance, discussing the romance of old friends of long ago, who we have been conversing as if we were old friends. Laura is saying, look at this. Both of us met by chance here sitting after so many years. We are talking about, people whom we knew, what happened to them, as though it happened to us, as though we were friends, as though we were those old friends. We are today sitting here and talking, she says. Gonzalo, yes, it is curious, considering the ill-natured prelude to our conversation. Prelude is the beginning of the main conversation. Small, prelude to a book. What do you mean by a prelude to a book? Before the actual book starts, there is a small summary of certain things which is given at the beginning of the book, which is preface, it's called. So here this is called the prelude. The prelude that he is talking about is the fight that they had in the beginning of their conversation. So he says, considering the ill-natured prelude that we had, we are having a very interesting conversation. Laura, you scared away the birds. Now she's going back to the story. Gonzalo, I was reasonable perhaps. I was unreasonable perhaps. Now he's also agreeing, so I shouldn't have done that. Laura, Yes, that was evident. Evident meaning, yes, it was evident that you are unreasonable. Now sweetly she says, are you coming again tomorrow? Now she wants to meet again. Gonzalo, most certainly, mostly I will come. If it is a sunny morning, now if it is tomorrow also is sunny, then I'll come. And not only will I not scare away the birds, but I will bring a few crumbs. Don't worry, now see what good friends they have become. He says, tomorrow I will not only not scare away the birds, I will also bring some crumbs for your birds. Laura, thank you very much. Birds are grateful and repay attention. I wonder where my maid is. Petra signals for her maid. So she's calling her maid to go back home. Gonzalo, aside, looking at Laura, whose back is turned. Now Laura has turned her back and she's calling the maid, and Gonzalo is talking aside here to the spectators. No, no, I will not reveal myself. I am grotesque now. Grotesque, ugly, not good looking. Now I am not good looking. Better that she recall the gallant horseman who passed daily beneath her window tossing flowers. I'm sure, I hope you know the meanings of all the words that have come in this line. Better that she recalls the gallant horseman, the brave horseman who passed daily beneath, under her window, tossing flowers, throwing flowers. So he says, it's better she remembers that beautiful idea of that young man, and let her not think of me now, this old man who's grotesque looking. So I don't want to reveal her my identity. Laura, here she comes. Who? The maid comes here. Petra comes here. Don Gonzalo. That Vanito, he plays havoc with the nursemaids. So he is looking for his servant now. Looks towards right and signals with his hands. He's calling his servant. Laura, aside, looking at Gonzalo, whose back is turned. Now he has turned to call his servant, and she is talking to the spectators. No, I'm too sadly changed. It's better he should remember me as the black-eyed girl tossing flowers as he passed among the roses in the garden. As he was going among the roses, and it's a beautiful image. When he was passing in the roses, through the roses in the garden, the girl was throwing flowers at her. Let him remember that girl with that nice memory and not look at me now. And know that I am the same beautiful girl who has grown old and not good looking. So Vanito enters by right, Petra by left. She has a bunch of violets in her hand. Violets are kind of flowers. Now Petra has got a bunch of violets, flowers, she's got in her hand. Donna Laura, well Petra, at last you have come. Gonzalo, Vanito, you're late. Petra, to Donna Laura, the guard gave me those flowers for you, Senora. So says the guard. The guard is trying to, butter the old lady, and says the flowers are given by the guard to give it to you. Laura, she says. Laura says, how very nice. Thank him for me. They are fragrant. Very beautiful smelling they are. As she takes the violets from her maid, a few loose ones fall on the ground. Now she takes the flowers from her maid, and few flowers fall down. Gonzalo, my dear lady, this has been a great humor and a great pleasure. Gonzalo says, it was a pleasure meeting you and having a conversation with you. Lord, it has also been a pleasure to me. It was a nice talk to me also. Gonzalo, goodbye until tomorrow. Laura, until tomorrow, yes, see you tomorrow, they're saying. If it is sunny, Gonzalo says. Laura, a sunny morning, will you go to your bench? So now she's doubtful now. Says, tomorrow, if it is sunny and you come, will you go to your bench? No, I will come to this. If you do not object. this bench is at your disposal. She says, no, I won't object. This bench is meant for you. And I will surely bring the crumbs. See how sweet they are to each other now. So that is how we are. If we don't like somebody, we get annoyed and we show the bad side of ourselves. And if we like somebody, we immediately show the good side of ourselves. So remember, every person has got a good side and a bad side of one soul. Now it is up to us whether we bring out the bad side of a person or the good side of a person. This is apart from the lessons. Now, okay, tomorrow then, okay, Laura is saying, tomorrow, okay, see you tomorrow, they say. Laura walks away towards right, supported by her maid. Gonzalo, before leaving with Vanito, trembling and with a great effort, stoops to pick up the violets Laura dropped. So Laura had dropped some flowers and he is bending with a lot of difficulty to pick up the flowers. Just then, Laura turns her head and surprises him picking up the flowers. So before he could pick up, Laura turns and she picks up. It's like movie style, you know. So both of them bending to pick up the same flowers. Vanito. What are you doing, Senor? Gonzalo. Vanito, wait. Laura aside. Yes, it is he. So she knows that, okay, it is him only. No, not anybody else. I am very sure now that it's him. Gonzalo aside. It is she and no mistake. I am not at all mistaken. I am very sure that this old lady is nobody, none other than Laura herself. Donna Laura and Don Gonzalo wave farewell. Donna Laura. Can it be that this is he? Don Gonzalo. Heavens, is that she? Now again they have a doubt. Now these are the things that are left to the imagination of the viewer. Sometimes the writers don't like to present everything in words. Certain things are left for the imagination of the readers. So like this, each one is guessing, sometimes thinking, yes, it is definitely him and definitely her. And in the next moment thinking, oh, is that so? Am I wrong in assuming that? So like that, these two part and they move away from there. So was this a nice drama for you guys? But I'm sure we could have done a better job if we were meeting face to face and if we were having this class face to face. But unfortunately, the circumstances prevailing at present do not, allow us to have a face-to-face meeting. And I hope we will soon be able to meet. Saying that, I would like to conclude this chapter here. And let's meet on the other side with another chapter. Okay? I trust that you guys will read the lesson and try to remember the names and circumstances so that you will be able to answer the questions later. And also try to read the activities at the end of the lesson. And you could get back to me when the classes begin if you have any doubts with it. Okay? See you then. Bye-bye.